What is going on, y'all? Welcome to the Joel Friday TV. Welcome to Joel Friday TV. I am Joel Friday. Welcome to the show. A few announcements before we get started. Hit that like button, smack it. Later, smack down the like, subscribe, and share button. Tell your peoples about the show so we get the subscribers up and the message out. Do it now. Help a brother out. You guys already know. You guys know how the announcements go. We are live Monday through Thursday at 11 a.m. Pacific time on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Punchy.tv. And on any of those platforms at any point during the live taping, you can call in, y'all. In case you didn't know, you can call in at 888-775-3773. 888-775-3773. Call in, get it off your chest, talk about whatever you want. I'm here for it. We can get into it. So you can call in, but let's say you still have a question or comment, but you can't call in, but you still want to get in there because you got something good you want to say. You can go to buymeacoffee.com/JoelFridayTV, /JoelFridayTV. The link is in the YouTube description, or go directly to the YouTube live chat. Hit the super chat button. Send your question or comments there. I'll read them live on air and as they come in. Amazing stuff. And if you don't want to do that, you can always hop in the chat and just chat away with the other folks. And sometimes I read those too. Right on. Sheesh says, let's all donate. Yeah, everybody donate at one time right now on 3. 1, 2, 3, go. Right on, y'all. What are we getting in today? Oh, Lord. You know me. We got some more mess. Shout out to the watchers and the live viewers on all those platforms. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Oh, are my eyes red? Are my eyes red? You know why my eyes are red. Oh, you know what I was up to. Skating. It's so funny because it reminds me of like when the wife is like accusing the husband of like cheating, and he comes home late, his eyes are always red, he's always sweaty. What is wrong? He's cheating on me. And then she finds out he was just at the skating rink. Why do I feel like that's real stuff? Why do I feel like that would actually happen? Because a lot of the times guys just don't be out doing stuff. They just be doing stupid stuff. You know what I mean? Like, they just be doing stupid stuff. They ain't cheating. Some may be. Anyway, shout out to the super chats out the gate. Daniel Moya says, go. Right on. Daniel got the hint, and he got in there. I appreciate it, Daniel. Kale Samogi, Joel E. Black with red eyes every day. I got red eyes every day. You right. The Visine don't be working. I need to put down. I don't even think they do it like this anymore. Do people do it like this? Even though I like cigars and I like I just like the smoke. It's like cool. But I'm not into weed and stuff like that. I used to a while ago with my friends, like recreationally, but even then, me and weed just weren't friends like that. We just didn't get along. But yeah, I wasn't really into the weed thing. But I do like cigars and I like smoke. It's fun. But anyway, shout out to Kale. Appreciate it, man. Right on. I have some more super chats. Oh, another one out the gate. Modern Gentleman. I wonder if he been smoking pot. Right on. Shout out, Modern Gentleman. No pot, just skating rinks. I appreciate that, Modern Gentleman. And shout out to the support. Always in the chat, showing love. Right on, Modern Gentleman. All right. Let's get to it. I have some other super chats that I didn't get to yesterday that I will get to. Oh, you guys are spamming the super chats. Now I got to get to them. Because I said I'll get to them as they come in. So let me just read a few more here. English on Buy Me a Coffee buys me a donut. Not a real donut. A donation in the form of a donut. And says, all the way from Staffordshire, England. Amazing stuff. Wherever that is, I appreciate it from way over yonder. Staffordshire, England. Right on. Shout out. That's cool. I appreciate that. And they buy 4 donuts. That's some cool stuff. Serge goes crazy, buys 20 donuts. Serge knows my appetite. Serge knows that I love me some donuts. Not a real donut. Donation in the form of a donut. Serge knows. Serge bought 20 donuts. Shout out Serge for the support. And he says, your mama. Right on, Serge. Back at you, your mama and your daddy. Your whole family. Right on, Serge. I appreciate it. Appreciate you guys for the support. Out the gate there. Cool stuff. Right on, right on. Kale, I prefer Joel smoke pot than ice skate. What the? That means Kale be smoking pot. Kale just want me to come down to stoop down to his level. Kale just want me right there with him. I appreciate it, Kale. Thank you, man. Another super chat out the gate. Right on. You guys don't want me to get to my show. That's what's happening. You want to keep sending me the super chats. I ain't mad about it. But you don't want me to get to the message. Riley Mastropolotro. Black Power. Like this. Right on. Harmony. YouTube playing with you. You never pop up in my channels that are live little section. I know. On Instagram don't play with me either. And I be nice. I'm the nice one. And yet, I still don't get a fair shot. But it's okay. It's all good. But I appreciate it, Harmony. Thank you. You're right about that, though. It's a mess. Okay. I got to take a break from those. I got to get to the message. Thank you, guys. So, I want to talk about leader. Do you have a leader? Who is your leader? I want to get into that. Just a little point I want to make about it. Nothing crazy. Just a little point is that who is your leader? This is like interesting to me because a lot of people have different answers. But I first off want to say that only God is our leader. Only God is your leader. And he's the only one that can properly lead you. And not properly, but I'm saying like he's the one that you should look to. Because there's people on earth that do a great job and can do a great job at leading the way. But let's make the point. God is your only leader. And the reason why God is your only leader is because people make mistakes. People make mistakes. And I bring this up for 2 reasons. The first one is because we know that the election is coming up November, coming up real soon. And Donald Trump, former President Donald Trump, is running against Kamala Harris. And a lot of people that listen to my show or watch my show or watched Bond, JLP, they're conservatives or Republicans for the most part, and they're looking to vote for Trump. And I love Trump. I'm voting for Trump too. But the thing I want to talk about too is that, like, if he doesn't get in, are you ticked? If he doesn't get in, does that matter to you? Because not that it shouldn't matter, but does it bother you in that way? Because if it does, then the intentions and your expectation is in the wrong place. Is Trump your leader? You know what I mean? Is Trump your God unconsciously? Unknowingly? Is that the case? And if so, you got to rethink, because only God is the leader. Even if Trump doesn't get in there, we want him to, but even if the Trump doesn't get in there, put your trust in God. God is in control. Let God cook, right? He's in control, but nobody else should be a leader. The pastor, nobody. And the second thing, I'll come back to that. A second thing is in marriage. This one is good because the roles of marriage are not talked about enough. And the understanding them is not talked about enough. And JLP, Jesse Lee Peterson, founder of Bond and the owner of the network that I get to do my podcast on. Shout out to Jesse Lee Peterson. His show is Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Pacific time. So check out his show for those that don't know. But Jesse Lee Peterson had a caller on his show the other day. And the caller was a wife calling in, just issues with her marriage. And she said something that was interesting. She said, well, my husband is my leader. What should I do? Should I listen to it? Should I follow? Something like that, right? She's like, my husband is my leader. And Jesse Lee Peterson said, no, your husband is not your leader. And I thought that was deep because I knew what he meant by that, even though the man is the leader of the home. I mean, of the wife, right? And of his family. But I knew what he meant by that when he said that, when he told the lady that your husband's not your leader. Because yes, as the man, as the husband, you lead the way, but you don't want to look to your husband as the leader, because when that happens, you create an expectation. And when he makes mistakes, as he does, as he's learning and growing too, you'll judge him for it. And he's gonna miss the mark because he's just he's a man that may be a solid, good man, alpha male, a real alpha male, not the one, not the fake one. But, he's still a man. So if you look at him and put him on this pedestal as your leader and identify him with as your leader, then when he makes a mistake, you judge him for it. So God is the standard, right? Jesus is the standard, and he's our leader, and he leads us and guides us in all things. So every human being, woman, female, husband, wife, should all look within and follow the light within. But in marriage, a man leads the way because of the order of God. A man leads the way, but is still learning on the way. And that's important for a ladies to understand too in the marriage. A man is leading the way, but he's also learning on the way. So when he make mistake, it ain't for you to judge him. It ain't for you to now think he a beta or something. And he may be, there may be a time where you see that all right, look, he just beta. That may be the case. But I'm just saying, God is the leader. And I realized this last thing. Is that in a relationship, in a marriage, what's important in life in general, though, God speaks through the man. God speaks through the man. And in the marriage, the wife learns from the husband. So God speaks through the man, and the wife learns from the husband, but she has to confirm also what she learned from the spirit within. Meaning, like, the spirit within is what recognizes and sees that her husband is on the right track, or sees what her husband is saying is true. Or if she doesn't see what he's saying is true right in that moment, she can see that her husband is a godly man. So she'll wait for it to be revealed, or whatever the case may be. And on the other end, because the spirit within is revealing to her as well, she also can see that though her husband is making mistakes or makes a mistake, right? Though he does this or that, though he may miss the mark on certain areas, whatever, quote unquote, she's not going to judge him, because she knows and sees from the spirit within that her husband is a well-meaning man. Or else, why did you marry him? Why get married if you don't know this about each other? It's pointless. Made no sense. This way, it has to last till death do you part, because it ain't based off of because my husband is does everything perfect, or my husband makes too many mistakes. No, it ain't about that. Your husband, you see that the husband is being led by God. So back to the point is that the husband is not your leader, wives, but he does lead the way, and you are to learn from him, because man is God's like right hand, right? And he speaks to the man, and the man understands it a lot more clearly and more often, and he's able to pass that wisdom down to the women and the children. And the women, if it's in their best, if they're smart, the ladies will take heed to that and be grateful for if they have a man that sees the light, or a man in front of them that is seeking God, because they're blessed for that, because they have someone there to show them the way or answer questions. So I don't be understanding the feminists. I don't understand it. It's like having a little Jesus with you at all times. Asking questions that oftentimes will get answered. So I don't understand the feminists, how they don't want the man, or they want to be the man, or whatever. I don't understand it. But God speaks to the man, and the man passes the wisdom down to the family. But God in Christ is the only leader. Anyway, I just wanted to say that. So, on another note, a separate note, and then I'll get to some calls. 888-775-3773. I'll get to a call here first, and then I shall move on. Let's go to Kyle out of Massachusetts. Kyle, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
How's it going, Joel?
How's it going, Kyle? Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I I called into the Hake Report. I was trying to make them laugh. They probably I was just like being a troll, but I really was genuinely trying to make Hake laugh with like different characters, and I wasn't trying to clog up his airwaves.
No worries, man. You'd have to call Hake about that only because my audience doesn't know what you're talking about because they maybe didn't watch Hake's show. So just all good.
Right.
You just get straight to the point why you called my show.
Yeah. So the other day I was I walked down to a river, and I was like sitting there, and I was listening to music, and I turned it off. I was reflecting about just like people, you know, just all the lower vibrational things like fear of death, fear of going to prison, whatever it is, like fear of you know, like the real heavy stuff, like fear of like a draft and you have to go to war, like those types of things. And I was praying too, and I just want to ask you, like, how do you cross that bridge to get to that place where you're, because it just seems as though like you know you've done that, and like you're trying to teach that to people, like and just knowing God and not being afraid of what to come, and like and really knowing the truth in that sense, if that makes sense.
So like, is the question about the fear, or what's the question exactly?
Basically overcoming fear of death.
Oh.
And in those lower things where it's like those lower things, really just fear of death.
I got it.
Maintaining a connection to prayer and God.
Well, the fear I've realized is only when we're in our mind, in our head, and we're wrestling with outcomes that aren't here yet, the future or the past, right? And yeah, and I mentioned on my show a couple episodes ago about, like, you know, Satan, the enemy, only brings confusion, and the confusion comes from what if. And that what if is saying, well, what if I get hit by a car? Or what if I get drafted in this? Or what if, and those what if make you stress about something that might not even happen. And let's just say if it were to happen, you would have the know-how to deal with it in the moment. So the best bet to deal with fear is I always just come back to the present. So whenever I'm tempted with fear, and it's not your fear either. It's not like it's a part of you. It's just we believing into the thoughts of the mind. That's how it works. But when that comes up, you just come back to the present. You just watch it, and you don't try to control it and think thoughts that make you feel strong or confident. You don't do that either. You just watch it and then just come back to the present, and those feelings pass away.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. 100%. Like, yeah, like, I mean, like when I was like, you know, it was, you know, it's autumn. I'm in New England. Like, it was nice. I'm sitting there. I'm reflecting on just what I've learned from the Reverend Peterson, the Reverend.
Yeah.
Saying the Reverend, not to be weird, but it's just fun. I just thought it was funny. The Reverend. But I'm sitting there. I'm thinking like I was thinking that same thing, like confusion, getting upset, like thinking about death, thinking about like what ifs.
Yeah.
And that's definitely a thing that isn't of God. Like, and no, I mean, I try to stay across the bridge. I try to grasp for, you know, a state where I can stay in that place. And I'm pretty good at not falling back down. But do you have any tips on like how to not fall down into like confusion or things like that?
Yeah, that's a good question, Kyle. Is you just stop trying to control whether you fall or not. I think what really is the truth is that we're not really in control as much as we think we are. So we try to prevent things from happening that happen anyway, or we prevent them for a week or two and they come back. I think well, I don't think, but it's more about letting go. Is when you let go and you realize you're not in control. Yeah, then life starts to work itself out because you're trusting your faith is in God to take it away. And if you fall, it's because of it's due to an unconsciousness, meaning that there's something that you didn't see or something you don't understand. So how could you be better at something that you don't necessarily yet have the tools to overcome? So why beat yourself up for that? So instead of doing that, it's best to just watch it and learn through it by being aware and just being aware of when it happens and just watching the situation or whatever it is. And that way you're learning and growing.
That makes a lot of sense. And I just had one other thing to just ask you about. Like, I was just like sitting just by the river. I was thinking about, doesn't it seem as though like things like when people like, even like usually it's kids, obviously they're like, oh man, like, when you're like a kid, you think about like death, dying is so scary. Like, like adults don't do that. Like even women don't do that really. Hopefully they don't, like unless you're like depressed or something.
Right. Yeah.
If you're living your life, you're not afraid of death. Like you have your objectives and you're going after the objectives.
Yeah.
But like, doesn't it seem like it's like the joy when you think about like the laughs you've had with your buddies and just whatever, family, friends, good experiences, like aren't those so much more powerful than the lower vibrational things? Like, what if this happens?
Yeah.
I just want to ask that.
Yeah. I mean, it's more so becoming like returning to our natural state of being, which is connected to God, right? Which is love. And in that, even if I can make sense of it here, even in that, even the ideas of the memories of the good times shouldn't be something we're striving for either, right? It shouldn't be striving for the good times or avoiding the bad times. Even though, of course, we're grateful for those good times. You're right about that. And those, those are nice times. But what we're really looking for is to return back to God and be of love to where we're just satisfied and we're, out of the mind and not seeking for these other things.
Right. No, 100%. And that makes sense not to cut you off.
No, go
ahead. Like that strength where you can handle the bad times. Like you can be alone.
Right.
Where it's not, you have that strength, that inner strength, and it's not a problem to you. Like you're aware of where you are, but you're not fighting against being alone, having a loss, having things happen. Like and I feel like that's like really hard for people these days, because I don't know if it's like the convenience of the Western world, but we can just order things online, or we can we didn't whatever. If that makes sense, like it's like a thing in men that I feel like it's a thing that a man should strive for, to be able to be alone, be able to suffer in silence, and still go on and chase your objectives. If that makes sense.
I understand what you mean. I think you're right in the sense that there is convenience, a lot of convenience that makes it okay or easy to stay in your hell and stay in your misery, because misery now today is made comfortable, right? Like if you feel pain or you don't feel like doing something, you don't have to.
Yeah.
You can if you don't feel like getting a job or you don't feel like working, you don't have to. You just get government assistance, or there's so many opportunities.
I couldn't imagine government assistance. I mean,
it's the easy way out.
No. I mean, like a lot of guys do that, but it's like, I mean, we're definitely like the Reverend says, like, you know, it's a spiritual battle, and like they want to make men weak, and they want women to become the god of the family, which is it's inversion. That's the definition of inversion.
No,
you know?
You're right. And the world's falling for it. We're falling for it, and these positions are getting switched around, and hell is coming from it. But you know, men have just gotten, like you said, they've gotten weaker and weaker, and the women are stepping in, and we're seeing it change.
Yeah.
It's crazy. You're right.
Yeah, and like there's a lack of because of it, a few generations like in the West, like we have a lack of mentorship, where it's like you used to have like a bunch of guys. Like if you robbed a store like 80 years ago, like your neighbor would beat the hell out of your son if he saw you stole, and he'd be like, "Thank you." And then he'd return you to the debt. You know what I mean? It
wouldn't have been. No, you're right. It wouldn't have been like this like forbidden thing to scold the young child who's not yours when they just did an act, right? It wouldn't have been like, oh, well, you're going to jail now, or you better not talk to my son. No, there was things that were necessary because you saw that. Let me speak up about this. To where now it's like there's consequences if you even say anything, even though you see a crime happening, and you might go to jail because it's great points.
I'll make this really quick.
Yeah, last point, then I gotta move on.
No, 100%. My bad. There's a thing called the Dunbar number, where it's like there's so many people that can be in one group, and like sociologists, like really smart people have been studying this for a long time. Maybe the Dunbar number is like where it's a product of social engineering to have us around people that we don't know, whereas it used to be more tight knit, and that's where the strength of the nation was. Was where it's like they want to push like these people with power. They want to push people that don't know each other into like next door neighbor. If that makes sense.
That's an interesting point. Yeah, that makes sense too. And I can see how that can create a decline because you're not, in the other way that you're explaining, where they're more tight knit or the families were more together. It just makes more sense for a better community because everybody believes the same things or are on the same page or understands each other. So it's a lot easier to operate. So you're making some great points, Kyle.
I'm just gonna say like back then. I'll make it really. You have your football coach.
Yeah.
You have your teachers are smart. They care about you. They're mentoring you. They're not just reading a textbook. They're actually giving you life lessons.
Yeah.
They're not, you know what I mean? Like, and then you have and then the town grows, and then it's a small city, and then it's, And that's what happened to my city. I mean, like, I still see everyone's here still, but there's so many like people, and it's forced diversity causes unrest, and that isn't just a natural thing. That's actually, there's evil forces causing that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I'll let you go.
No.
Thank you for taking my call.
Hey, great points, Kyle, and food for thought that you're speaking on. I appreciate it, man. Call me again.
Absolutely. Thanks. Have a good one.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, great points. Don't butter him up, Joel. Great points, though. He's making some, and that's interesting when he talks about the inclusion things, to where everything is supposed to be inclusive to everybody, because that's love, that's unity, that's togetherness. And that's a setup. That's a lie. I'm going to tell you why. Is because the little scripture said, I'm about to Bible thump, but it makes sense that Jesus did not come to unite. He came to divide. All right. He came to divide and divide good from evil. So there's nothing wrong with mixing people in, like, say, a black in a white neighborhood, white in a black neighborhood. And I don't see anything wrong with that, in my opinion. Right? Nothing wrong with diversity, but it's not about the color. It's more the character. If anybody is going to be living on my street, right, and I have say so, I would want that person to be a decent person and share the same values as I do, right? Not based on the color of it, but the culture as well, though. The culture plays a part. So, tight-knit communities, I imagine at one point were a big thing. And that's how communities thrived, I'm sure, back in the day, because everybody had an understanding in those tight-knit communities. Whatever communities you were in, there was an understanding there. And in understanding, there's a natural form of operation, right? There's a natural flow that works. Everybody knows their place. Everybody knows each other for the most part. Everybody has the same, common mindset for the most part, right? So it creates like a good flow. And it seems like when you just start putting people in there in the name of diversity, that it'll, that's unity. No, it's not. That's like a shallow version of unity. A blind version of unity. Just throw them in there because they need to be more diverse. That makes no sense. Zero. So, yeah, Kyle made a good point there. I never thought of it that way. In LA and a lot of other cities, big cities, then they love the diversity. Random people all over the place. And that's why everything's so jacked up. Ain't nobody know where anybody stand. Everybody doing their own thing, living their own life, not assimilating, imposing their own beliefs, and that's why it's all a mess. So, Lord have mercy. Speaking of leaders, I got something for y'all. Speaking of leaders, Camala Harris. Why you laughing? Why you laughing? Because I said, speaking of leaders, and I said, Kamala. Don't laugh. That's rude. Speaking of leaders, this is from IG. Camala Harris meets a young girl, and the young girl's family, who all support Camala Harris. I just want to play this clip really quick. This is from Instagram.
I love you so much, Camala. We fight, we win.
Look at you. How are you? That's our first time meeting, but it's a wonderful. She's been talking about you. Come here, let me see you. Tell me, what's going on with you?
I love you so much, Camala. We fight, we win.
You're kidding me. You are kidding me. Come here. Come here. I'm voting for her.
Beta daddy, beta daddy.
I'm so proud of you. You make me feel so inspired. My goodness.
Thank you.
My goodness. I love meeting our young leaders. And you are so smart. That makes me so happy. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you.
Right this way.
Sweetie.
Bye-bye, Camala.
I'll see you next time, okay? You have to stay in touch.
Beta daddy. Beta daddy. No, that was a little cute little girl. I mean, they made her practice that line in the car 100 times before they got to that event. I mean, I don't know that to be true, but come on. We fight, we win, whatever she said, but she's a cute little girl. That's a cute little thing. But what the? You know, I realized too that, and I want to show you guys, see this poor kid. And that little kid, maybe she sees Camala on TV and they think, oh, that's cool, somebody on TV, blah, blah, blah. But she don't care nothing about no politics, the little girl. It was just a little cute little moment for the Democrats and them to use to make it look like Camala and the Democrats love the children. And I ain't mad at it. You gotta play the game. You gotta play the game. But it wasn't nothing. It was just a little empty thing. But, and then I'm going to get to your super chats too. I see some super chats coming in. I will get to those. But I want to show you guys real quick a good example of how men in charge approach young kids and the youth and how to properly, be an influence and an inspiration to the young kids. And I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you one. This is from Instagram too. A gymnastic coach teaches young girl a life lesson about believing in yourself. Here we go.
What did you say to me? How do you know if you haven't tried? Try, let me see. Big jump, let me see. Come on, big jump. Try. If you don't try, you don't know, right? Big, big, big. Try again. Believe it. There it is. Try again. Confidence, big, huge jump. Yeah. No, you can do it. You're so close. Oh, that was so close. Come on, let's try again. Big, 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 huge. Yeah. Oh, that was it. Come on, big jump. Oh, so you can do it, huh? You started off today not believing in yourself already. Yes? Not a good thing. I need you to be confident, okay? Did you make it to this jump? Rule number 1, you cannot tell me you can't do something if you haven't tried. Deal? All right.
You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? That's how you teach. I realized that women, and this is why these women in positions, like these type of positions, coaches, mentors, presidents, teachers, leaders, all these things are done at their best when men are in charge of it. Let me tell you why. But just because the way we designed, women love the comfort. Women love the comfort. And to give Camala the benefit of the doubt, she can't have no teachable moment at this little whatever this is, this little meet and greet. So I ain't saying that she should have did that better. What else could you really do besides that? Nice little girl, hey, you cute. But for the most part, she just, they'll say like little things like, you're a future leader. You're so smart. You know what I mean? When in a situation like this, man, this guy with this gymnastics, this gymnastics teacher or whatever he is men like to teach, women like to comfort, and men like to teach. And when it comes to politics especially, but when it comes to the election coming up, ain't nobody want nobody in there that is... Sorry, guys, I got distracted here. The people want leadership. They don't want comfort. They want leadership. So we don't need nobody to tell us that we so smart. We don't need anybody to tell us that we're the future leaders, that we can do it. We need somebody that's going to be an example, lead the way. Lead the way. Be an example. We don't need nice, cute words, because that's a lot of reason why people don't like Donald Trump, because they think he's mean. That's the main thing I hear, because he mean. He just run his mouth. We want the job done. Okay? We want the job done. He don't got to tell me that I'm pretty. He don't got to tell me. I just need him to do, we all need him just to do this job. Do your job. Do your job, man. That's it. Go there and do the job. I don't even know why the president got to go up there and speak. But I guess so we can vote for them, know who we're voting for. So that makes sense. But I'm just saying, like, it's just kind of silly to be worried about, like, stupid stuff. Joel's credit score is... You don't know my credit score, Sal. Anyway, I was going to say, make one more last point. Oh, the super chats. That's what I was going to do. I'm going to get to the super chats. But, yeah. Women love the comfort, and there's a time for that. But not in politics. Not in the leadership roles. And men love to teach. It's in men that want to teach. It's in men that want to lead the way. It's in men that want to do it. And they do it well because they know how to do it. They have the tools to do it. Let me get these super chats. Let's see. Harmony says, Joel, you don't want your wife to see you as a leader. Great question, Harmony. 100% question. Is, yes, she should see the husband as the leader if he's really that, right? She should see the husband as the leader, but not as, I don't know, without the pedestal is just the point. Without the pedestal. Like, she should understand that her husband is the leader because he is, and he's leading the way, and he's setting the example, but he's also a man, so he's going to make mistakes, and she shouldn't judge him for that. But at the end of the day, he's also learning from the leader, which is God. So women can go directly to God as well and understand things and learn and grow and be still and make sense of life 100%. But when it comes to wisdom, insight, and understanding, God tends to favor the man in that because the man sees it and understands it clear. And he has a job to do. And he's created and designed that way to be able to make sense of this wisdom that's passed down. And he passes it down to the wife. So the man is in the man naturally to lead, but not to be the God of, not to be God to the woman, but he's supposed to lead the way. If that makes sense. It's weird. It's a weird word thing, but if you get it, you get it. Let me see. But I appreciate the super chat, Harmony. Thank you. Lin Yan Chen says lower vibrational is idiot for makes me feel uncomfortable. Just like negativity versus positivity is empty woman noise for supports or negates my insecurity. Inner stillness zeroes it out. Right on, Linnea and Chin, but don't use the word idiot. In the Bible, it said don't say idiot, don't say fool, don't say idiot, and something else. That's so funny. I read that when I was like little. I didn't like read it. I think somebody told me it. But and when I grew up, I seen that it was in the Bible. And I remembered that my entire life. I never really used the word idiot. I never even used the word idiot, to be honest. Or the word fool, because I always seen it since I was little in the Bible not to do it. So don't do it. And probably say some other words not to say in there that probably have been said by me, but you get the point. Thank you, Lynn. Carver, I love you, Joel. We fight, we win. Right on, Carver. Shout out to the little girl. She don't know no better. She don't know no better. Let me see. I missed one here. Kale says, I smoke pot, Joel, but ice skating, this ain't the 80s. Listen, Kale. Listen. Don't knock it till you try it. It's one of those things, for one. Don't knock it till you try it. Actually, don't knock it till you get good at it, because it's the difference. And also, somebody in chat the other day told me, they're like, I think it was Chris. Chris is a watcher on YouTube. Chris told me that skating is for girls. Or skating wheels over rollerblades. Skates over rollerblades. When I almost blocked him, he was almost blocked. No, not really. But not true, Chris, because guess what? I'm defending it. If anybody have to defend it, then you know that's questionable. Why you have to defend it if you believe that not to be true? I'll talk about myself. But Chris, skates were designed and created by a male. And white men and white women back in the day used to go to fancy parties and they would do little like routines and stuff in like a fancy way on skates. Thank you very much. And a man created it. So, eat your tongue, Chris. No, I'm just kidding. Shout out to Chris. One of the mods on JFTV. He says 2x2 skates are for girls, I think, and cool blats. No, Chris. No. Unmodded. Unmodded, Chris. Chris getting unmodded. Anyway. What the? I got to end, y'all. American Anchor Baby is coming in. I think I got to everything. American Anchor Baby is coming in. Oh. Last thing. Buy me a coffees, aka donuts. JC from Little Rock, Arkansas, with a donut says, I'd send you a coffee, but you never read mine the day of, so why bother? Eat your tongue out, JC. I'm reading it right now. Hope you're well. I'll still beat you in a dance-off whenever you're high or not. What the? Tell James I say hi. First off, not beating me in a dance battle. First off, you lied and say I don't read your chats day of. That's first lie. You're done. Second one, you ain't beating me in a dance off. Ain't happening. Okay? Hang that up. Hang that idea. You may can dance too, but you ain't beating me. So There's only two winners. There's only two people in a race. I forgot how the saying goes. I'm ruining it. But the third thing is I ain't high, man. My eyes are red because I went skating. But I appreciate it, JC. Thank you. All right, guys. American Anchor Baby coming in at 4 p.m. Make sure you guys tune into his show. Also, check out Punchy TV. It's a new show with myself and 3 other co-hosts who also do shows on the same network as me. Make sure you guys check that out. Punchy TV on YouTube. Don't miss it. We're new episode every Monday at 2 p.m. But you can also rewatch the episodes on the YouTube channel right now. The shorts, the clips, all that stuff. It's some interesting stuff. You don't want to miss that. Make sure you guys check that out and all the other hosts on the network as well. I got to end. Joel Friday TV across the board. Thank you guys for tuning in. The calls, the super chats, the comments, all of it. Real ones. All right, guys. I got to go. Bye.